Hey there, how you doing? This is Austin again. Just coming to you with an unboxing today, actually, because I've got a EK water block loop which I'm going to be installing into my computer. Now, as you can see here, this is the computer we're going to be putting it into. As you can see, at the moment, we've got quite a few fans in there, and the system's more or less completely air cooled, apart from the CPU, which, as you can see, is running with it's a H100i. From Corsair AIO cooler, and I've got two 120 maglev fans on there from Corsair. I've got another maglev 120 down on the bottom in between the PSU and the HDD cage. On the front I've got two 140 maglevs, and on the back I've got another 140 maglev. As you can see, there's two more fans just in there, which is the Corsair Dominator Airflow, which is above the RAM, but I will be taking that out once I've got this loop sorted out. I'm going to be taking that out, and I'm going to be using the cable mod kit to change the LEDs on there into red or blue, or maybe a little bit of both. I'm thinking of cutting the little light pipes in half and having a little staggered red and blue mix, because I'm actually liking the red blue together actually in this build, as you can tell from the LEDs that are on the top and bottom strip near the window. Obviously I have got two EVGA GeForce GTX 1080 Ti for the Win 3s in this card, running in SLI, and they will also be water cooled. So the motherboard, which is a Maximus 9 Formula, also has an EK water cool block already on it. So you know, normally you don't have to have it water cooled, but they give you that option. So what will we be doing in this one? We're going to be looking at putting the water blocks for both 1080s in, with the SLI water cool bridge as well between the two of them. We're going to be using, at the moment I've got two 240 radiators, but I'm thinking of replacing and putting the larger one on the front actually. I didn't really think that one through when I ordered the stuff. So we're going to have two 120 maglev fans on the top cooler from the EK water blocks, and these are nickel and acrylic water blocks that I'm putting on this one. So but what I'm going to do today is, as you can see, this is the build it's going to be, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a quick unboxing just to show you the bits that we're going to be putting into this system. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get on with that one. Obviously I have already checked a little bit of what's in this box, but as you can see, we got a few bits in here. I'll try and get all of that into shot. So there you go, got a fair bit. Now, I've not done this before, so I'm not quite sure. You know, I'm not quite sure of myself, so I'm just doing the best I can. I've got 4 of these bottles here, so there should be more than enough of the cryo fuel. Now, this is the blood red cryo fuel that we're going to be using for this, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that will look in the system. Obviously got myself a filler, because you know, you don't want any mistakes when you've already got a 6 odd gram PC. The last thing you need is to spill anything. So yeah, so I've got the filler, obviously 4 of these. I'll put those off to one side. For testing purposes, we have the little 24 pin power connector, just to swap it out, so that obviously we use that one when we're coming to fill the system up, you know, so we can just don't have to keep powering the system, but only the PSU and the pump, so because we'll disconnect everything as we go. A few fan connectors, PWM fan connectors and extensions, worth having a couple of those. And we've got two sets of things here. So we've got here, as you can see, we've got, if I can get that in the shot right, you can see we've got the compression fitting. So it's like a barb and compression fitting there. We've got 16 of those, because we're going to have to put quite a few of these around. And we've got also these little angled fittings, because not everything's going to come off straight away. So there you go. So they'll go into the block and come off at just a small angle. So that's a 45 degree soft 45 degree fitting. So that will be rather nice. We've got 8 of those, and like I say, 8 of those fittings and 16 of the normal compression fittings. Right, this here, this is our reservoir and pump. It's a combo unit. So let's get that out of there. Okay, so you have to forgive me as I haven't unpacked any of this out of the package yet. I'm going to leave them in there until I do the install, but you'll get to see it. So we've got the pump on the bottom, reservoir at the top. It's quite a small one, but how I'm hoping to mount this will probably be on top of the hard drive cage. That way I can still keep the fan in the bottom. Although the one thing I have noticed, although you get this, there doesn't seem to be a mounting option included with this. So although I'm looking at getting probably the larger, I think it's the 320 or 380 radiator for the front, I'll have to order a mount as well. So yeah, you've got screws, and I'm sure I could jerry rig something, you know, coming out of the drive bay or whatever I do. But yeah, something to remember. Got a little filter piece here with some screws and some washers. So yeah, something to remember. Order a mounting bracket. So, you know, I know that they sell them separately, but silly me, I didn't think that they wouldn't sell something like that without a mounting bracket. I thought that might be just a little bit silly if they did that. Right, so next up we've got, well, if you can guess by these little jobbies, that probably means that this will be the water block, yeah, for the CPU. So that's again acrylic. That's the way down it will go. So that's the direction you'll see it. There'll be a little EK logo there, and then you've got the top there. So I've never water cooled a PC before. Obviously, I've seen, you know, guys like Jay's 2 Cents. You know, some of my favourite guys. You know, Linus Tech, Bitwit Car, and Awesome Hardware have obviously done plenty of these things. And you know, not being funny, I want to give a shout out to them, because if it wasn't for those guys, I probably wouldn't even have anywhere near the confidence to do this. But they've put up plenty of videos, so thanks you guys for that. Really, really appreciate it. Right, this is the SLI water block. It doesn't look like much at all. It really doesn't. But that's the way that you'll look at it on there. Again, there'll be a little logo on there, but on the back, and you probably can't see it while it's in the packet, there's a couple, there, you can just see it there, little oval sections, and those are the bits that go into the water blocks for the video card. I'm not going to do too much with this, right? But this is obviously the piping. Now, you get 3 meters of piping in one of these boxes. So this is the Duraclear piping. Not quite up to doing a solid pipe at this moment, so I'm going to go with the flexi pipe. So I've got 2 of these because I knew I'd make mistakes. I know I'm going to make mistakes, so you know, I'm playing it safe with that. So throw it to one side. Right, we'll come to that in a minute. Right, these are the radiators. Is this the one I've opened already? Yeah, I think so. So these are the radiators, and they're all very, very nicely packaged, I must admit. You know, I've got to give them props for that, that's for sure. Oops, squeak. Right, and here we go. Oh, plenty packaged. Now, like I say, I've gone for 2 240 rads, and thinking about it, I've got 2 140s in the front, so I really should have gone for that. So there you go, there's the radiator. So I've got 2 240s. You know, I mean, it looks pretty hefty on its own. This is the Coolstream SE 240, so it's only the 25mm thick, because I'm using the Obsidian 750D case, and you know, on measuring it up, especially in the top, I mean, I have got an optical drive. I know most people aren't using optical drives now, but you know, I do like to watch the occasional Blu-ray in here, so you know, that's why I still got it. Right, that's not the one I've opened, but this one is also not the one I've opened. Maybe I took it from... Ah, that's it. That's the one. Okay, so now, this was the bit I was really waiting for. Because obviously, EK are doing water blocks for specific cards. You can't just put any block on any card. Some are universal, you know, some people like Gamers Nexus for that, and they've done some mods on them. But this is the For the Win, EVGA For the Win 3 specific water block. And it's very, very nice. It's a full cover water block, which means it's covering the VRMs and the capacitors as well. What I will say is this easily weighs nearly as much as the card does. Now, obviously, the card's got the 3 fans on it, the ICX fans, but it weighs a ton. It really does weigh a ton. So you can see where it's going to... You've got thermal pads with it. You can see with all the areas that are raised to touch the memory. I think there's a choke there. And then, obviously, the main block there, which is going to go against the GPU, 102 GPU. So there's a little section here, which you'll unscrew this, that will pop out, and the SLI piece will go in there. So you'll still, although you're going to lose all the LED goodness that's on there, all the RGB goodness, you're still going to get this little EK water block with GTX 1080 Ti. So that's good. So I'm happy enough with that. I'm not gonna complain. But it's a shame that they didn't LED that bit up. But there you go. That's just a minor complaint. But I'm just, the only thing I just have a little concern about is how much weight is going to be on the motherboard on that, and I'm wondering whether I'm going to have to put in some kind of I mean, even the SLI water block, even that weighs a fair bit. So right, anyway, so lastly but not leastly, in here is some screws. This is it's all covered up again, a black back plate, which again comes with thermal pads, because the back plates in the 1080 Ti For the Win 3s are also got thermal pads, because they really did. If you've seen any of the Gamers Nexus stuff with BuildZoid going through it's just so over-engineered after all of the For the Win 1080 Ti problems that they had, which I also did actually have, and I did the thermal upgrade, got the pads in and everything, changed them over. So, which, not being funny, it was a bit of a scary thing, like even the fact of possibly having a problem with that. But I will say this, I quite enjoyed taking apart the cards to do them, because you learn a lot by doing this. So keep an eye out, because the next video, this is just a quick, this is what's going in the system video. So as you can see, I've made a complete and utter mess here now. So, but what I will say is the next video will be me taking out one of the 1080 Ti's and installing the water block, and I will video that completely with an overhead camera as I'm taking it apart, and literally I'll just pull it apart, put the new water block on, so you'll get to see the EK For the Win 3 water block going on the For the Win 3 card. So, for any of you else, anybody else that's going out there to do it, you'll see what you're doing, because I haven't been able to find that video on myself on YouTube as yet. So looks like I'll be the one putting it up, but we'll see what happens. But if you want to see anything else, if you have any questions, put it down there in the comments, like, subscribe, all the usual things that people ask. And I'm really just doing this for kicks. So, we'll get that water block on the first video card. I'll do the other one and get everything else prepared. And then the next video after that one will be installing the water loop. So, and when I come to that one, I'll show you the routing I've got. And by then, I probably would have ordered another radiator, because I'll probably finish the video and go straight at it now, because as I'm thinking about it, I really should have gone for that. So, hindsight, a beautiful thing, eh? So, anyway, I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.